Okay, hey, just thought we would talk about this game right here. Right here. Um, basically, uh, I think the moral of the story is never give up, obviously. But anyway, this is an interesting game, as we can see. It's BS Chess Master, which I hadn't noticed. BSSS Chess Master, 1398. You know, he's just lost six, so he was just over 1404. I just had a little bad run, so I dropped on below 14. So obviously we're very similar. So the game starts. I go e4. I've been playing that recently against this. And funnily enough, in a video I did yesterday, although it might not come out, this might not come out chronologically, I saw that a really old game I'd done that. And I'd stopped doing it for some reason. But anyway, boom, boom. We go for Queen's Pawn Exchange. Nothing amazing here. And then some tension starts building up over this square. Now, I thought he was just going to play forwards. I mean, I wanted to play forwards myself. And that's what I thought he was going to do. But he didn't. So he comes out there. Now, obviously, I'm looking to push. I've got my rook there. If he takes, and he's swapped a knight for a pawn, and obviously he's not going to do that. He then comes down there to try and take it. And I'm like, well, when are you going to move in there? But okay, that gives me loads of chance to develop, because of course now I can bring my bishop out, which I obviously couldn't before, because he would just take it. And then I'm thinking, okay, now come on, you're going to attack here, aren't you? And maybe I'll slide up here. Maybe I'll slide back. I don't know. But, who knows, right? So he does that, which I'm like, okay, that's a mistake. So we trade. And then I just slide on back. Now, of course, what this has done is not only doubled up his pawns, but because this is here, guarded by this and this, guarded by this and this little puppy's not moving anywhere. And you've got no pawns on this side now to attack it. Yes, sure, you've got the king's pawn, but one, that knight's in the way, so it's pretty slow, and two, moving the king's pawn in this situation, I think, just opens you up to a variety of things. Okay, so here we go. So then we will go like that. Now it's funny because he's thinking, oh yeah, I've got to protect this pawn, but really, do you? Do you? I mean, this would have been a better position for his knight. For his bishop, sorry. His knight. I don't even know the names of chess pieces. Why are you watching a chess video? I don't even know the names of chess pieces. I think this would have been a better place. And I would have had to think how I stopped that. Do I come up? Do I, we hate separating those rooks on the back rank, even though they're not together now. Do I come up to go, thus risking, losing a pawn, because then takes. I have to think about it. Do I bring the knight across here and put myself voluntarily in a pin, and then boom, he moves back, bang, let him disrupt my structure. But anyway, he didn't do that. And it's funny because as I did that, I was like, that's a mistake. I should have pushed this pawn first before moving that, because now he's going to come down there. And now he's got me in a pin, and now we've got the situation that we were talking about earlier. And I don't particularly want to move this queen here, I like having this because it stops this play here and him attacking bishop threat, and he's going to double up pawns or force me to move in a certain way, which I don't want to. Right? So he castles. And I think to myself, that's a mistake. That's a mistake. So yeah. Hang on, sorry. Absolute. So I'm thinking, okay, great. What do I do now? Queen over. Now all I'm looking to do is reroute this knight here, because have this bishop here and have this queen here. So it's this. Let's get rid of these. This square, and this square. Knight, bishop, queen. That's what I'm looking. I'm looking to put pressure on here. I'm looking to put pressure on here. I'm looking to swarm all over, because this, he is cut off from the board. His white bishop is, what's this? It's a sad, sad bishop. It's doing nothing. It's doing nothing, and it will do nothing pretty much for the rest of the game. The black bishop, yeah, okay, he's got activity there, and he's got a defensive activity there, so he's a bit better. So now white bishop comes out. He must have been thinking that, oh my god, how am I going to release this white bishop? How am I going to release, how am I going to connect up these rooks? Let's jump forward a bit. I go there. Now I'm like, you know what? If you jump in here now, it's regrettable, but I'll do that. Because now I'm this bishop's fairly rock solid, right? And I've got my queen guarding. I can go for another rook. This rook sees this pawn. The queen sees this pawn. I'm good. So we carry on. White bishop again. I'm like, okay, that's okay, because takes. Great. I've got those two for those two. So I'm obviously winning there. So I'm like, okay, cool. That's doing nothing. So now, there we go. So that's my bishop in its first position. He comes up like that. He thinks, oh yeah, he wants to double me up. And look at which, to be fair, I did. Because I was thinking, that's great. If he doesn't move, I'll double him up straight away. And then obviously I've got this file. Obviously he can just go h8 and then move over, but it's it's not ideal, is it, to be missing that pawn when literally everything. Look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything is on that side of the board, and then of course with a pawn there, this is blocked from coming back to that side. So everything is on that side of the board. So here we go. Boom. Boom. I'm like, yeah, cool. Do it. Take it. I'm happy with this, because at the end of the day, this is only important because it's holding this. Nobody's attacking this at the moment, and if you take this, I'm coming up to here, right? So we go boom. I'm like, okay, here we go. I need to move, and I felt like, good, this is good. Okay, I'm moving out of the way so that I can move that there. And while that's blocked, that's cool. You can take that, because that guarded by a pawn is cool. I've also got this pawn, which I don't want to use because I don't want to open up. I don't want to open up this file, all right? But I'll do it if I need to. He comes like that, and I'm like, okay. So takes, right? But then this pawn is kind of weak and the queen's on the wrong side of the board, and I'm like, yeah, it feels like I can just carry on with my plans, but actually no, I can't. It's literally how I thought about it. No, I can't, because of course when I bring, let's get rid of all these arrows, when I bring my knight over to here, my queen now suddenly won't be able to see that. So suddenly, it's takes, right? So he now gets a pawn and he gets his bishop in a position where he can, where he's one attacking, even though my knight would be there and my rook's here. But he's also got, he's right, he's in my territory. I don't want him in my territory. So what do? I come over, and so now I'm like, okay, yeah, now if takes, at whatever point, right? I've now got that nice reveal, and I can see his queen. And I've got, I can do that on the first take, obviously. So whether he goes takes, and then I've got him in a pin, or he goes takes, then I'm simply attacking his queen, and he's got to move it, and he's got to do something else, and I can get on with my life. Um, probably should have done that. Probably should have done that. Think. I think. But anyway, and we go up like that. Now here, I saw this move afterwards. I didn't see it at the time. I think I should have gone. I think I should have gone c4. I think that was the good play here, because now that he's doubled up, if takes, right? Now this file is completely empty. He can now go take, but of course this knight is here, right? And so he's not going to do that, but that's what he's looking at. But of course I'm thinking ahead, because I want to move this knight out of the way, because I'm heading for here, right? So boom, I move, and now this, I think I looked at this and I thought, is this a mistake? Because now I've left, if we've got whole, takes with these two, and this is moving here, then queen comes down, queen sacrifice, rook takes queen, rook takes rook, no back ranks mates. I can come down and I can check, and I can stop that. And of course, bishop, and he's lost his light square bishop, lost his knight. So, oh no, sorry. So yeah, it would be takes, and then yes, takes, and he's still got a bishop there. So yeah, so when he comes down with that rook, and I come down like that, that's checkmate. So he didn't see that, which is lucky, because I would have lost the game. So he comes to there. Now this obviously you've seen, he's hung a rook, and I took the rook. Spoiler alert, I took the rook, but I shouldn't have taken it. I shouldn't have taken it. I should have stuck to my plan, and my plan was simply, like I say, boom, he goes to there, and I'll show you this in the analysis afterwards. But I think once we're here, it's pretty difficult to stop anything. It's just pretty difficult to stop anything. But as it goes, I abandoned my plan and I took his rook. And then he went like that, and then I was like, now I realize why, sorry, my wife's just turned off the... Okay, cool. Yes, okay, thank you. But yes, let's go back to this. Never mind watching it. But that's when I realized my mistake, because I realized that that bishop was really nice pressure and was actually necessary for my plan. Because I then move up like that, and I'm like, hang on a second. It was meant to be knight, bishop here, queen here. That's devastating. I just knew it. I've been watching Levy. Thank you, Levy. Do you know what I mean? But he inspires me. But anyway, he could have just done this. He could have done that. And then what am I going to do? Then what am I going to do? Literally, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I have to simply, I either have to come here, which is garbage. I think that's literally the only move. That's literally the only move is there. Um, and of course, that's vulnerable because now suddenly you can see me. But this, this is an example of how you shouldn't give up because, sorry, we move back. So I move like that, and he resigns. He resigns. And can you see something else about this position? I've got a knight. I've got a light square bishop. Um, I got two rooks. I'm not a piece down. I'm not a piece down. But the fact is, um, he, yes, he's stuck on this side of the board, but a simple move like this, boom, and that's all my plans over. That's all my plans over. And I'm not saying I go on to lose the game from there. Maybe I come there. Um, and he tries to get me off that line somehow, but yeah, it's not great. I'm not saying I lose from there, but I don't know. I think at this, if I'm a 2,800 rated player, yeah, sure, resign, because yeah, you're probably not going to win down there. But I should have gone through, and I'm going to go to the analysis board um, to show you what's going on, because I shouldn't have taken the rook. So sometimes you see things, you see a plan, you see the general shape of things, because that's what Levy's got me good at the moment, is seeing the general shape of things and not necessarily bogging down with each thought, with each move. Excuse me. So let's take it back to there. I think even though he's given me the rook, I should have just carried on. Bang. There we go. There we go. That's devastating, That's devastating because if he moves there, I got check. He can move, he can come back this way, right? He can come back this way. And yeah, how do you prevent that? Oh yeah, so I come up to here, right? Bang. Then if he, like say, wants to stop me coming in there, boom. Check. He comes down there. Boom. Where does he go from here? His king has not got any squares to move into. So my next move, all he can do is what, move his queen, I guess. So that, because I've got a discover check coming up. Bang. He goes like that. Yeah, not so sure what I'm going to do after that. Probably swap bishops. I don't know. But it's not great. Do you know what I mean? It's not great. Maybe I come up to here. Oh no, what? Let's pretend you didn't see that. Let's pretend you didn't see that. Let's pretend you didn't see that. Because of course after my discover check and him moving, I'd have to move back. So no, I wouldn't do that actually. I wouldn't do that because that would allow him to run. But anyway, maybe there's a better pattern here. But I still think that this is pretty devastating. I know that's it. Sorry. Talking about the plan. I'm waffling. Right, what was my plan? Knight, bishop, queen. So if he does that, I don't do that because that's not part of the plan. That's the plan. Bang. That's the plan there. That's the plan. So now that's safe from that. I've just seen that. That's probably the best to move. But then I would, yeah. Then we'd trade. Then we can trade, right? But the fact is from there. Maybe he can't. If he comes there, that's it. The game's all but lost. I think. Yeah. Goes boom. If he takes, he's got to move like that or something. Then I go like this. There we go. And then it's just a matter of time before I come there and checkmate. So yeah. Anyway, there we go. That's the video. I just wanted to make a quick video. And I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, actually, but I think I'm going to call it "When You're So Gangster, Your Opponent Gives Up," because you've just put so much pressure. But yeah, that was my plan, and I'm just proud. Sorry, I'm just proud of myself that I half executed it. I just wish I'd completely executed, because, like I say, that should have been the sequence of moves, or maybe he does that and I do that. Yeah, that should have been my sequence of moves. That should have been my sequence of moves. Don't know what he does there. Check. Yeah, if he doesn't take it, it's good. But if he takes it, then that's pretty devastating. So there you go. Later.